So have you seen this new LinkedIn feature? I just found it the other day, honestly. I'll pull it up on my video screen here. They have video feed now. Honestly, this one is for business to business. So it's basically TikTok meets strategy. They low key and quietly dropped a dedicated short form video feed. So typically, we scroll on TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. This is their answer to that. It's vertical, it's scrollable, it looks just like Instagram Reels or Shorts, and it's all for professional content. So I think most people on LinkedIn have no idea that they just dropped this. So let me show you how it works. So if you open up your LinkedIn app, that's the only place it's available. You'll see down on the bottom, there's now a video tab. If you click on the video tab, you'll see this entire feed that you can click through. And granted, that's not like the generation of LinkedIn people, but you know, such is life. Content is changing and everything is about video because our attention spans are the attention spans of a gnat. You can blame social media and smartphones for that overarching attention deficit for everyone. This isn't about going viral. It's about showing up in front of your exact buyer, your future investor, or that strategic or partner that you haven't met yet. And LinkedIn is rewarding you for short form video. Obviously, at Tribe, we do social media all day long for our clients. But what I would say is most of your competitors haven't figured this out yet. I just realized this feature was even available, and I'm in LinkedIn all day long. So, why they're doing it, I think it came out in like 2024, but they're doubling down on creator driven visibility. So now you can reach new audiences, no connections needed. It's a totally different approach to LinkedIn. And honestly, this is the way that LinkedIn's keeping experts on the platform and not becoming irrelevant, which I'm always a huge fan of pivoting and making sure you're always where the puck is headed and not just sitting back and letting everyone pass you by. So for startups and business to business founders, this is free exposure if you use it right. And I just thought you would want to know it's available. I think one of the bigger things, I'm just telling you, that I think is going to come from this is that every person on LinkedIn is going to have a content strategy that includes video. So in the past, it was a largely static community of businesses promoting, mostly like LinkedIn ad formats where it's just a static one page post and a big caption. I think this video feed is where it's at. And I do think that it is going to take off. I think it's still in its infancy. So if you feel like you've missed the window, you absolutely have not. Like I said before, I am on LinkedIn all the time for work. And we work with several clients that are business to business, and we do a lot of social media. And how am I just finding out about this? I mean, joke's on me, right? So I'm like, this is crazy, but we need to talk about it. And I felt like we wanted to bring that news to you. So if you're not using it right now for your LinkedIn strategy and social media strategy, why? A lot of our clients also, they kind of dismiss TikTok and Instagram, which I get it. Maybe your ideal client profile isn't sitting on Instagram or TikTok or even YouTube. Although we're going to do a whole other conversation about YouTube because I also think that is a grossly underutilized tool. But on the note of LinkedIn, I just wanted to give you a PSA, public service announcement, that LinkedIn has joined the video content game. So if you don't already have LinkedIn loaded in on your phone, I would highly recommend you load the app on your phone and take a peek. I was, like I said, shocked. I'm like, where did this come from? I had no idea. And I look down and sure enough, you hit video on the bottom and it's a full video feed. So for anyone that scrolls, doom scrolls, whatever you want to call it, video on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, now you have another channel. I think it's probably going to be a little bit more boring. I don't think the right place for funny memes or dances. And please, LinkedIn community, no, we don't want to see you dancing. Doctors, no, don't dance. No dancing. But it does give you an opportunity to show up live on video and kind of break up the monotony of static posts, which we see all day long in the feed. It gives you an opportunity to be relevant. If you have podcasts like mine or you have video content to display, this is an outlet for you. And I do know that LinkedIn is favoring video content and pushing it out, like I mentioned, to people not connected to you, not in the first, second, or third connections. So it's not limiting you like the old feed does. So again, we do this for a living. We do it all day long. Shame on me for not knowing sooner, but I also am giving myself grace. There's a lot of competing priorities, but now we know. So for all of our clients, I'm absolutely going to push, at least if we're doing a 5-day-a-week client for social media, I'm going to say at least 3 out of the 5 posts should be video related and, produced in a format where it's bite size, less than honestly 30 seconds, not these long diatribe videos, but really more just like blast content with some text overlay, maybe throw some stock images in there. It's fully animated. You're keeping their attention, very similar to the other platforms. That's what's going to bring people into your conversation. I also think it's really important to start out with a hook. So if you're going to do this on your own, which, you can do, it's obviously budget friendly to do it on your own. If you have the bandwidth, I would just say don't over architect this. This is not long form video where it needs to be really scripted or professionally produced. It's honestly, the back of your iPhone is more than fine for this platform. It's a feed, so it's going to scroll very quickly. It's not something that people are going to spend a ton of time on. And I just think, now is the time to kind of investigate this feature on LinkedIn. And I mean, for me and Tribe, our entire audience is on LinkedIn. So it makes a ton of sense for us. And I have a feeling that most of the people within our audience, also their entire audience is on LinkedIn. So if you haven't really gotten on the bandwagon of YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram, which shame on you if you haven't, but let's just say you haven't, this would be the opportunity to flex your video muscle and get on board, because I do think everything's headed towards this video generation and the feed generation and the scroll generation. It's all happening. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention today that you heard it here first on Later Podcast. Probably not first, but maybe just like me, check out your LinkedIn app, check out the video feed, scroll it if you feel that's beneficial to you. But let's definitely get you some video content if you're interested. I try not to plug Tribe on this podcast too much, but honestly, this is kind of something that's worth saying. We have an entire marketing team that you can outsource. We have a solution called Marketing on Demand. It's one of my favorite products that we offer. Basically, flat rate marketing every single month. We have 3 different packages. I'll link the various packages in this description so that you can take a look at it, or feel free to contact us. But essentially, start small, just around building your brand, and all the way up to fractional CMO services. But all of it includes social media, and we only do done for you services. We do have some templates if you're looking for more of a DIY or a done, on your own type service. But for us, we really show up in the marketing on demand space because we figured out how to do it all. And why try to figure it out on your own? I mean, I am so guilty of this as a founder. I constantly tried to figure things out to save money. And what I ended up doing is just wasting a lot of time. And ultimately, I hired an expert. So learn from me. Not everything is as easy as it seems, especially with this whole new AI generation. People think, oh, I'm just going to have AI do everything for me. I just did a blog on that exact topic. I'm not going to belabor it, but buyer beware. You get what you pay for, truly. And if you're trying to have a human connection within your brand and you're letting AI tell your story and even tell your video story, they're not going to feel connected to that content at all. We've just completely lost the plot. So anyway, thought I'd just bring it to your attention. I don't even know if you knew about that. Totally off topic of this podcast today, but just wanted to bring it to your attention.